There's a creature that lives in the in-between, not fully of the day, not fully of the night. It moves at dawn when the sky can't decide what it is. It moves at dusk when the world holds its breath before the dark. It has been called a deceiver, a seductress, a thief of fire, a shapeshifter who wears 1,000 faces and answers to none of them. But it has also been a messenger of the gods, a guardian of thresholds, the one who sees what everyone else is too distracted to notice. The fox has been misread for centuries, and if the fox is your power animal, so have you. What is a power animal? Before we go deep into the fox, and we will go deep, I want to ground us in what we're actually talking about when we say power animal. Because this isn't just a fun personality quiz. This isn't your spirit animal as an aesthetic. The concept of power animals originate in shamanic traditions, found across indigenous American nations, Siberian shamanism, Celtic spiritual practice, and countless lineages throughout human history. In these traditions, power animals are spirit helpers, allies in non-physical form. They carry specific medicine, specific wisdom, and they offer it to those who are ready to receive it. They don't choose you because they think you're beautiful. They choose you because you need what they carry. A power animal is personal. It isn't handed down by bloodline. That's more the territory of totems. A power animal arrives in your life when you need its lessons. It might come in a dream, in a meditation, in a repeated physical encounter you can't explain, or simply as a pull, an inexplicable magnetic resonance. Something in you recognizes something in them. And importantly, you don't get to pick the comfortable one. Sometimes the animal that comes for you is the one that unsettles you, the one that asks you to be more than you've allowed yourself to be, the one that will not let you stay small. The fox is exactly that kind of guide. What I love most about the fox as a symbol is that it is everywhere. Across every continent, every culture, every era of human storytelling, the fox shows up. And it almost always carries the same essential energy, even when the details differ. That tells us something. When a symbol recurs across thousands of years of human experience with no shared origin, we're not looking at a cultural invention. We're looking at something that is true. We begin in Japan because this is where fox mythology reaches its most elaborate and exquisite expression. The Kitsune, the Japanese fox spirit, is perhaps the most iconic shapeshifter in world mythology. In Shinto tradition, the Kitsune is deeply entwined with Inari, the beloved deity of rice, fertility, industry, world success, and abundance. Inari's shrines are among the most numerous in all of Japan, and at each one you will find fox statues standing guard, while Kitsune are considered Inari's divine messengers, holy intermediaries between the human world and the divine. But here is what makes the Kitsune so extraordinary. The older they grow, the more powerful they become. And the more powerful they become, the more tails they grow. A young kitsune has one tail. A wise and ancient kitsune has nine. 9 tails, 9 lifetimes of accumulated wisdom, 9 channels of power. The 9-tailed fox is the apex, a being of immense spiritual force, capable of shape-shifting into any form, moving between realms, seeing through every illusion. And yet, the Kitsune is not simply benevolent. It is loyal to those it loves and devastating to those who wrong it. It can bring fortune. It can bring ruin. It is not cruel, but it is not soft. It has standards, and it will hold you to them. In Chinese mythology, the huli jing, the fox spirit, is one of the most compelling and misunderstood figures in the entire tradition. She typically appears as a stunningly beautiful woman, seductive, intelligent, strategic. She moves through human society with effortless grace, and men fall for her without understanding what they're encountering. For centuries, she was written as a villain, a temptress, a corrupting force. But read more carefully, and different stories emerge. The huli jing is a being in a process of cultivation. In Taoist thought, if a fox spirit accumulates enough virtue, enough wisdom, enough spiritual practice, she can achieve immortality. She can transcend her nature entirely. She is not simply a seductress, she is a being becoming. And the fear she provokes is not really fear of her. It is the fear of feminine intelligence that refuses to be contained. In Celtic tradition, the fox is the creature who knows every path through the forest, every trail, every hidden exit, every way in and every way out. Druids were said to shapeshift into foxes to move through the landscape unseen, to observe, to gather, to understand, without being detected. The fox doesn't fight the forest, it knows the forest. There is a difference. And then there is Reynard, the great literary fox of medieval European tradition. Reynard the fox appears across French, Dutch, and German literature as the ultimate trickster, a small, quick-witted fox who outsmarts wolves, bears, and lions, who humbles kings, who uses intelligence where others use force, and wins. In a feudal world where power belongs to the largest, the strongest, the most brutally dominant, Reynard was a fantasy of cleverness, triumphing over force. He was beloved. He was the underdog who always won. And the lesson embedded in his stories is still radical. You don't have to be the most powerful person in the room. You have to be the most perceptive. Across many indigenous American traditions, and I want to be clear that these traditions are diverse and distinct. This is not a monolith. The fox appears as a scout, a swift observer, a creature of remarkable adaptability. In some Pacific Northwest creation stories, the silver fox is a creator deity, one of the original beings who shaped the world. In other traditions, the fox is the fire bringer, the one who stole fire from the gods and gave it to humanity, a Promethean figure, a being willing to transgress divine order for the sake of human life. The fox as sacred thief, the fox as the one who takes something precious from the powerful and places it in the hands of the people who need it. There is a particular kind of courage in that. So what does it actually mean to have the fox as your power animal? What medicine does it bring? Let's go through the core gifts, the qualities the fox awakens in those who carry its energy. Cunning and strategic intelligence. The fox does not win by force, it wins by thinking. Fox medicine is the gift of strategic intelligence, the ability to read a situation from every angle, anticipate outcomes, and move with precision rather than power. If the fox is your guide, you likely have a mind that works faster and deeper than most people realize. You see 3 moves ahead. You understand dynamics that haven't been spoken aloud. This is your weapon. Use it wisely. The fox watches before it moves. It sees everything. The detail others dismiss, the tension beneath the conversation, the thing that wasn't said. If the fox is your guide, you have this quality too. A perceptiveness that sometimes feels like a burden because you're aware of it so much that others simply miss. So you notice more than you let on. And there is immense power in that, in knowing, in seeing, and choosing carefully what to reveal. Here is a fact about foxes that I find genuinely remarkable. The red fox has the widest geographical range of any carnivore on the planet. It lives in Arctic tundra, deserts, in rainforests, in the middle of major cities. It has adapted in every single environment it has encountered. Fox medicine teaches us that adaptability is not the same as inauthenticity. You can change your environment, your approach, your presentation, and still know exactly who you are at your core. The fox is always still a fox. It has simply learned every landscape. The shapeshifter in mythology is not a liar. The shapeshifter is someone who understands that there are many ways to be oneself, that different environments call for different expressions, that the self is not a fixed, rigid thing, it is fluid, responsive, intelligent enough to wear what is needed without losing what is true. The fox person moves through social environments the way a fox moves through a forest, silent, perceptive, wearing the right face for the right moment, and never ever losing track of the way home. This is the quality I find most spiritually profound about the fox. Foxes are crepuscular. That word means that they are most active at dawn and dusk, the in-between times, the threshold hours, the moment when the world is neither one thing nor another. Not day, not night, not this, not that. In spiritual terms, the liminal is everything. It is the space where transformation happens, where one identity ends and another begins, where the veil between worlds is thinnest. The fox lives there permanently. And if it is your guide, so do you. You are a being of transitions. You are most alive at the threshold. You understand in your bones that the most sacred moments are the ones that can't be classified. I want to sit with this one for a minute because it's one of the fox's most powerful gifts and also one of the most historically weaponized against fox people. The fox in Eastern tradition is deeply associated with a specific kind of feminine power. Not the power of force, not the power of volume, the power of being magnetic, of being most interesting presence in the room without explaining yourself, of understanding desire, what draws people, what holds them, what makes them lean in, and using that understanding with intention. This is not manipulation. This is intelligence applied to the art of connection. The fox doesn't chase. The fox becomes worth approaching. There is wisdom in that distinction that our culture has not yet fully credited. And then there is the shadow side of the gift, the trickster quality. In mythological terms, the trickster is not a villain. The trickster is a necessary force. It is the energy that exposes what everyone has agreed to pretend isn't there. It names the lie in the room. It dismantles the comfortable illusion, not to cause pain, but because the illusion is already causing pain and someone has to say so. The fox doesn't lie to you. It shows you where you have been lying to yourself. And that is a far more unsettling gift. We have walked through 5,000 years of fox mythology together. From the nine-tailed Kitsune standing at Inari's shrine in the mist, to the huli jing cultivating her immortality in silence, to Reynard humbling kings with nothing but his mind, to the silver fox who shaped the world. And through every tradition, every continent, every era, the same creature emerges, watching, adapting, knowing, moving through the in-between, carrying gifts that can only be recognized by those ready to receive them. If the fox has been circling your life, if something in this video has felt less like information and more like recognition, then you already know what comes next. The fox's medicine is not comfortable. It will ask you to see more clearly. It will ask you to move precisely. It will ask you to stop hiding behind smallness you outgrew a long time ago. In part 2, we go deeper into the shadow, into the warning, into the signs the fox has specifically chosen you, and into the ritual work of actually building a relationship with this guide. The fox is patient. It has been waiting at the edge of your forest for longer than you know. Stay magical.